He said he could be here right at 7. No, he's got stuff today.
Is your mic on there?
Is mine on?
Mike's
Everyone ready? Okay. Good evening, everyone. The Lapeer Community School Board of Education meeting is now called to order. We will begin with the Pledge of Allegiance. Ms. Hofer, would you please lead us through the pledge? I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Ms. Hofer. Okay. Next on our agenda is public comments. But I don't think I have any for this evening. Okay. So we need to probably adjust a little bit because our new staff introduction got held up by an accident. He wasn't in it, but so he's on his way, but he needed to wait until that was cleared enough to get around it.
I think we probably just go to action items and then come back to that.
Okay, we can do that. So let's go into our action items. We have our big consent grouping. Approval of the minutes of July 19, 2024 organizational meeting. Second reading and adoption of board policies. Policy 2370, academic exceptions, expanding and extending student learning opportunities. Removal of duplicate policy. Policy 2430, district-sponsored club and activities. Policy 2431.01, eligibility standards for participation in non-credit district-sponsored clubs and activities. Policy 5460. Graduation requirements. Policy 5840, student groups. Policy 7440.01, video surveillance. And then the third is second reading and adoption of administrative guideline, AG 8420.01, emergency operation plan. Are there any consent grouping items that anybody wishes to have removed? Okay, I'm hearing none, so can I get a motion?
I'll make a motion that we accept the consent grouping as denoted.
Okay.
Second.
I have a motion and a support. Dr. Novak?
Aye.
Dr. Watson?
Aye.
Mrs. McKenna?
Aye.
Mrs. LeBar?
Aye.
Ms. Hofer? Aye. Ms. Putnam says aye. Motion passes. And then that is conclusion of our action items this evening. So I think we can go back to our introduction of new staff. So I will turn that over to you, Superintendent Wandry.
Thank you, Madam President. It is my pleasure to introduce Dr. Jason Larson. Jason joins us as our new Lapeer High School principal. We said goodbye in July to Mr. Lindsay, who was our principal for 10 years. Probably just principal 10 years, I think. So it's been a long time to introduce a new principal of Lapeer High School. Jason comes to us most recently from Lake Orion Community Schools, where he served as an assistant principal. He was also at a one-year stint as an interim principal at King Creek Elementary. His career also includes stop in South Lake Public Schools in St. Clair Shores as the district athletic director and middle school assistant principal in 2012-2013. And we're excited to welcome Jason. He's kind of hit the ground running already. Been here a lot in July and getting up to speed. Now in August, the school is set to begin, and so I'd like to introduce him to say a few words and give him a Lapeer Community Schools welcome to our district.
members of the board, and Superintendent Laundrie, Central Office Leadership Team. I'm just so thankful, grateful, and blessed to be with you today and to be working for Lapeer Schools and working for the people of Lapeer. It's been a great time so far getting to meet the new people, learn about the processes of how we do things in Lapeer. And I have to tell you, you will be proud of the people that work for you. Everything from people say, what's it like or what's different, and I just say, you know what, I get to work with great people every day. I get to do meaningful work, and already some of that work is even recognized and appreciated. And so, without going on, I just want to thank you for the opportunity to lead here, and I look forward to building on what we've already made here and look for a bright future to come. Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Unfortunately, for Dr. Larson, he is a Packer fan and a University of Alabama fan.
I tried.
I learned that after we signed the contract, so I apologize.
But he's got the attire right already.
Yeah, oh yeah.
It's
Yes.
green and blue, green and
Yeah,
blue,
that's right.
so.
I learned that one fast. never just green, never just blue.
Nice job.
Nice. Welcome. We're excited about the upcoming school year. It should be. Okay, I think that's our only new staff for this evening to introduce. So we will go into our board member communications this evening. Anybody have any topics they'd like to share?
I have a topic I'd like to share. I would like to congratulate all of our athletes on the Lightning Strike Field Day. This was in today's county press, and it profiled a lot of our students participating Saturday in the field day, where all of the different athletes from all of the different teams were there to kind of showcase and to welcome, especially the middle school kids. I heard that there were just a ton of middle school kids that were there at the event, and it's a wonderful event to kind of like kickstart the season off and fun. There was a foam party where foam was blown, and I was told that the wind was just horrific, and that foam was, how far did it go? Anybody know? Did it go to the other side of the football field? I mean, I know
As long as it stayed out of the retention pond, I'm okay.
Okay, I don't quite think it went that far. I did see some photos of my son engaging in a lot of foam, but I'm super proud of our parents and our volunteers that did all of this. Our athletic booster club is just phenomenal. They provide so much. I mean, along with the Leader Fund, they're some of the most benefiting our athletes, our student athletes, and it's just great to see that much participation from the community level and from the students themselves. And it's just exciting. It's a fun time of year, and to see that there was that many kids there on a summer Saturday, and it talks a lot about our kids and how much they care about our community, not just us.
And the other thing that Mr. Spolsky and I have talked a lot about, and ever since he took over athletic management, was this idea that many school districts struggle with having an identity as an athletic department. You have the individual teams kind of competing for limited dollars in the community to do fundraising. The Leader Fund has helped us bridge that gap tremendously. But the other component is that student athletes have a lot in common, and the idea of bringing in younger kids in the community, existing athletes, having little kids see the high school, middle school athletes getting excited about it, but also developing a sense of community between and among the male and female sports. Right, that's really important because there's a brand in that, and what you start to see is go to our athletic contest. We've got coaches and teams bringing a bunch of other kids to support the girls soccer team. Go to a boys JV basketball game, right? A track and field event where maybe there isn't we know Friday night football games attract a lot of attention. That's historically true across the country. But when you have a better sense of identity and connection with the athletic participants themselves, you're going to get a lot of trickle down impact. We've seen that. It's really starting to bear some fruit for us. That's great event. Thank you.
We starting to see from these events? This is the fourth year?
Fourth year?
Fourth year.
Yep.
And maybe Shannon's gonna share his presentation, but are we starting to see like the kids that are coming to that event entering into our sports in middle school and
Our middle school participation numbers are pretty solid, and whether that's a direct result of that event or not, I can speak to, but I think Chad and I have talked about how we wanna kind of couch that in that presentation, so more to come on that.
awesome.
Can I add one more thing?
Yes,
Um,
floor is still open.
County Press, still again, I know, MHSAA sports participation continues upward trend for third straight year. This was in today's County Press again. To see that there's a way to retain these kids and keep them here, you know, we know that so many kids, you know, athletics is kind of what keeps them here, maybe the older students, and just to know that we ourselves as a school, I don't know our numbers, but I know that in talking to Shad last year that participation was up again, like what you're saying, middle school, high school. I think it's phenomenal to add something more to the school day for these kids to be, you know, something that they can be proud of, something that they can incentivize other students, and of course the fact that our athletic department, you know, requires that they maintain a certain GPA, that they don't have, I mean, it's a way to be proud of our athletes outside of just Lapeer. And, you know, whenever, and I use this as a mom, you know, when my children are wearing the Lapeer L or, you know, the Kelly Green and the Navy, it's like, you need to remember that you are representing not just you, not just your name, but this community, and you better do it the way that I have raised you to be.
Most importantly.
Yeah, and I think it's phenomenal, our students, and it talk, you know, the GPAs of all of the students. I mean, we've got kids that have received, you know, the all athletic conference, Kim help me out here. All state academics. I mean, the pride of these, of our kids in this community, I'm just blown away by, and I want to just make sure that I recognize that and thank all of our students and our athletes, and for all of our parents to help keep this program going, and the support that we get from the community as well, not just at football games, but for all of the sports. I think it's fantastic to see full crowds at a basketball game, at a soccer game, at a lacrosse game. I mean, there's so many wonderful sports that have been added, and it's wonderful to see.
A small little plug, right? We can use more referees. In order to continue to help this grow,
Absolutely.
we need more people to consider being referees. It is. It's a big issue.
I was gonna say, with the ability to not listen, just do your job, right? 'Cause
Yeah.
it's a hard,
It's
Tune
a
that
tough
out.
role, but
exactly. I was trying to think of a word.
Yes.
Because it's a different.
Art pretty much sums it up.
I was gonna say,
Yep.
I'm trying.
not trying to deter.
Thanks.
All right, I'm done reading from the County Press today. So, thank you.
Anyone else for this evening? You good? Anything, Lisa? No. I just want to say thank you, Mary, for putting together our training that we needed to do for the superintendent evaluation. So really appreciate getting us all organized for that. It was really appreciative. With that, I'll turn it over to you, Superintendent Wondry.
Thank you, Madam President. Just a few items. We recently had our first job fair, which resulted in full-time hiring of a number of new employees. So special thanks to Mr. McKinder, Tim Seaferly, Jen Tyndall, the rest of our Colt team was a really active part of advertising for that event, and then it involved a number of staff members who processed that many applicants simultaneously. Hugely successful. We anticipate getting the year as close to full staffing as we have in many, many years as a result of it, and it will be an annual event, fair to say? Semi-annual?
It's our second year.
Second year anyway, but it's gone really well. So that's all good. You know, we advertise and get people interested in working for for LCS. I forwarded the board a bond update, Mr. McKinder did earlier this evening, in the form of a PowerPoint presentation, but to give you a more holistic view of kind of where we're at. We do have one setback that we are working to address right now, nothing definitive, but we've had with excessive rainfall, we've had a water main break issue at the bus garage, and a gas line that needs to be removed, all items that emerged in the last few weeks. So that is going to prevent us from being able to access the entirety of the parking lot before the first day of school. So we're putting together a contingency plan where we use other parts of the district to house the fleet. And I think we've got a good plan. I emailed you an update on that. We are going to get some more information about some of those repairs in the coming days. At that time, when I have a more definitive timeline, I'm going to communicate to the greater parent community and the staff. The good news is transportation and delays in busing always accompany the first week of school. So because we're just learning our routes, kids are learning their bus stops, dragging kids out of bed and getting there on time, there's always some delays as we start the year. So my message to the staff on opening day relative to the bond timeline, relative to setbacks due to construction and disruption is going to be patience, deep breath, grace. There are, we only have so many custodians, so many folks in the operations department, so many IT technicians to go around and help set things up. So let's, there's a difference between good stress and bad stress, and this is good stress. Right? This idea that our principals, as we welcome them back and began some administrative retreat and trainings that's ongoing for the next week, that it's our job as a leadership of the organization to model for our staff, students, and community how to deal with adversity in a productive way. So we're going to talk to our staff about modeling patience and grace with one another, with district support staff, and focus on getting to know your kids the first couple days of school, and everything will get into place logistically as we progress. So again, you were also sent an email today inviting you to the district's opening day ceremony as we welcome back all of our staff, and that will be August 21st. Breakfast starts at 7 p.m. or 7 a.m. at the high school, and then my riveting opening remarks at 7:30 promptly, which now this is my 14th year as superintendent. This is historical context. This is very important. I believe my first year I was given an hour to address the staff and lay out a plan. I think Michelle has incrementally reduced it. I now have about 8.5 minutes to address the staff.
That was last year.
Because
down
to 6 next year.
Michelle has such a riveting,
Good job, Michelle.
schedule that is
He does.
going to be so impactful.
What's good to know is that the board also supports limiting my microphone time. We'd love to see as many of you join us as you could. It's always great for the staff to meet and see our board, to support, and welcome them back in hopes of having a great school year. We do have a fantastic development plan, as usual, that Michelle has worked tirelessly over the last 8 months to put together for us. So I'm really excited about welcoming our staff back, with the exception of our year-round program, because they're already back and going with the future as well. So that's all I have, Madam President. I yield back the balance of my time.
Okay, with that,
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
okay, Dr. Novak?
Aye.
Dr. Watson?
Aye.
Mrs. LeVar?
Aye.
Mrs. McKenna?
Aye.
Ms. Hofer? Aye. Ms. Putnam says aye. Meeting adjourned.
No.
7 a.m. for breakfast.
No.
7:30 for the remarks. See you there.
I know, and this is really a great